But, no book is perfect, and a book this ambitious is bound to have a few weak spots. So for a fair look, we've got to talk about where the story kinda stumbles a bit.
So probably the most common critique you'll hear is that the book feels like a tale of two halves. On one hand, you have this incredibly clever, complex plot with these fascinating puzzles that just pull you right in. But on the other hand, the characters who are actually driving that plot can feel a little thin. Their personal growth and why they do what they do sometimes gets pushed to the side for the sake of the action.
And it's not just the characters. Some readers point out that the pacing can get a little choppy. Jumping back and forth in time can kind of kill the momentum, especially when the historical parts get bogged down with a lot of explanation. Also, the basic setup has definitely drawn comparisons to authors like Dan Brown, so it might feel a little familiar. And even though that final twist is great, some people feel the wrap-up that comes after is a bit rushed.
So, if you take all of that into account, the good and the not so good, what's the final call?
Looking across the board, the consensus seems to land it in a really solid 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. So it's definitely seen as an ambitious, really entertaining ride, just with a few noticeable bumps along the road.
So here's the deal, right? It really just boils down to this. You're getting a book with a brilliant, super intelligent plot that mixes mythology, history, and a high-speed chase. The trade-off is you kind of have to be okay with characters that aren't super deep, some uneven pacing, and the story structure that's going to feel familiar if you've read a lot of thrillers.
And that brings us to the most important question of all. Is this book actually for you?
You should absolutely pick this book up if you love mysteries with really complex riddles and puzzles. If you get a kick out of thrillers that are just steeped in history, mythology, and even a bit of speculative science, especially Indian history and Buddhist philosophy, this is going to be right up your alley. It's perfect for readers who care more about a fast-moving plot than a deep dive into characters.
Now, on the flip side, you might want to give this one a pass if what you're really looking for is deep character development and a strong emotional connection. If jumping between timelines drives you crazy, or you're hoping for something that totally breaks the mold of the typical thriller, this probably isn't it. And hey, if you like your thrillers to stay 100% grounded in reality, some of the more speculative ideas in here might just pull you out of the story.
At the end of the day, The Emperor's Riddles is this big, ambitious, intelligent chase through history. It's a journey that's really fueled by fascinating ideas, even if the emotional side of things isn't its strongest point. So, the final question is for you. Are you ready to take on The Emperor's Riddles?